Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Parajay Singh. I'm the City Engineer for the City of Boston Public Works Department. And it is my distinct pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the Ruggles Street groundbreaking. And today, I believe you are in for a very exciting time, and thank everyone for the wonderful weather we are having. So first of all, I would like to recognize and thank our drummers, both with Miss Medina Lawson and Jafar Mohammed, who's been providing us with musical entertainment for today's groundbreaking. Thank you. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to introduce Boston's own Ray Royal, who will kick off today's ceremony by singing the national anthem. When you hear his voice, you may understand why he's being considered as the new king of rhythm and blues music. So, Ray.
Much. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Thank you, Ray. That was just wonderful. I'm speechless. So, okay, game face back. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, we gathered in this exact location to celebrate the Madison Park Street Improvements Project, almost $3 million investment in the Roxbury neighborhood. That project was a major accomplishment that saw multiple roads improved in this immediate neighborhood, just over there. Today, as an extension of the Madison Park project and furthering the city's investment in this neighborhood, the Ruggles Street project will bring additional street improvements to the corridor and this neighborhood. These improvements include new walkable sidewalks, traffic calming measures to slow traffic, bicycle accommodations, new street lights, and lots more trees. That all being said, there isn't a bigger supporter of the investments being made in the Roxbury neighborhood than our great Mayor, Kim Janey. Mayor Janey understands that by investing in our neighborhoods, we are providing hope and opportunity for current and future generations of Boston. Her passion, commitment, and dedication to the residents of Boston is on display each and every day, and it's our pleasure to welcome her back to her former district, a district and neighborhood we know she loves and cares about deeply. So please join me in welcoming to the podium our great Mayor of the City of Boston, Mayor Kim Janey.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What a beautiful, beautiful day. This is what it is about. It is about community. It is about investment in our community. And I'm so grateful to be here as your mayor. I want to thank you for that wonderful, wonderful introduction and all the amazing work that you and your team do. I want to acknowledge that we are joined by State Representative China Tyler, who is here. There are so many folks that I want to name, and I have to apologize right off the bat if I miss anyone, but I have some folks from my team who are important to recognize. We have Chief of Civic Engagement, Aisha Miller is here. Please give her a warm welcome. Chief of Housing and Director of Neighborhood Development, Sheila Dillon, is here. We also have Kate here from BHA. Please give it up. And your team. Who did I take a picture with earlier? Hey. So many folks. We've got folks from Public Works, folks from Transportation, folks from Parks. And I also want to acknowledge folks from the District 7 office who continue to deliver for District 7 as I lead our great city as mayor. We have Kyle, Michaela, and Zainab here. Please wave your hand so folks know who you are. Want to acknowledge Leslie Reed and her entire team who are here, who do such a great job maintaining beautiful housing for the folks in this community. This truly is a day of celebration. This is a day where we can come together to celebrate the work that we've already done, to celebrate community after devastation from COVID-19, after 15 months, to be here together, outdoors, with each other, I think is remarkable. It has been very difficult. I don't have to tell the folks here how difficult COVID has been. COVID has certainly disproportionately impacted this community in terms of confirmed cases and deaths. But here we are, still standing, resilient. We are standing here because we did the hard work, and we did that hard work together. We made sure that we did everything necessary in terms of keeping our distance, to protect our loved ones, keeping our hands clean, our surfaces clean, certainly making sure that we were wearing masks, and perhaps most important, that we were getting the life-saving vaccine. If there's anyone here today who needs information about the vaccine, we have staff here who can help connect you to appointments. And that is the hope that we need to continue to have in our community so that we can have a safe summer, one that we are all protected. I want to acknowledge that we are also joined today by an amazing partner, and that is Kevin McCaskill, who is over at Madison Park. So we're here at Madison Park Development Corp, but we cannot forget Madison Park High School that is here, and they have been amazing, not just in terms of educating our young people, but just being an incredible community partner. This project is one that really represents and symbolizes the commitment that the city of Boston has, the commitment that I have as your mayor to this neighborhood and to making our neighborhoods safe for everyone. We, as I stood on the corner here, people are walking up, people are driving up, people have carts like my mom brings with her whenever she goes anywhere. People are on scooters. We need to make sure that our streets are safe for everyone who use them. And that is what true equity is, to make sure that we can all use our streets. And so this is a day of joy where we will create bike lanes, making our crosswalks more accessible. We will have traffic calming measures to slow the traffic. I remember being here right before the shutdown. It was a freezing cold day, and many of the folks who were here were there to point out all of the issues that needed to be addressed. And so I'm really glad that we can come back after all of that time to address those issues. And we were able to do that because of the leadership that is represented here. And it's not the leadership of all the folks that I just named in terms of staff, but the leadership of the residents of this community. Whether you live in Madison Park Village, whether you live in the Smith House or the Haynes House, It is the leadership of community that have stood together who have advocated for what they need in their community. In addition to the street improvements, we have to make sure that there are more trees and better lighting in this community. And this is what we all deserve. We deserve a community that is safe, where community voice is respected and is heard. And that is what we've been able to do. I want to thank Leslie again from Madison Park Development Corp. And her entire team. I certainly want to acknowledge Haris Hardaway, who is here representing Main Streets, for all of the work that they do every single day to make sure that we have a vibrant community. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the arts. And we've got some amazing artists. You just heard an amazing singer. But art will be a very important part of this project. Team Play is here, and Play stands for Play, Learn, Athletic Youth. And they will be developing an engaging public art project here at the DeWitt Playground. We know that there are a lot of folks here, including Boston-based artist lecturer Marlon Forrester and the award-winning Boston-based firm Studio Luz Architects, who are helping to reimagine this space. And we see how beautiful this park is already, in a place of joy for not just our children, but for everyone here. I also want to recognize Jenny Sabin, who is creating a series of long-term art installations all along the Ruggles Street corridor. This art will continue to inspire us, not just at one celebration when we come together, but every single day as we enjoy it, as we walk by it, as we use it as a way to reflect on the strength and resiliency of our community. This is, again, a beautiful celebration, and I want to thank again all the members of my team, so many folks, too many folks to name, all of the community partners that are here today, and certainly all of the residents who make this work worthwhile for me. Thank you so much for your advocacy, for your partnership. I see so many folks here. Miss Stephanie is always front and center with her leadership here. Sunny, so many folks, Pam, just so many folks, and I'm just so grateful for your leadership, for your advocacy, and for your partnership. This is what it is about. Let's continue to work together to make sure we have a strong, equitable, resilient community for months and years ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
How can I follow that? Thank you for your words of pure inspiration, leadership, and continued support, Mayor Janey. Our next speaker is Haris Hardiman. Mr. Hardiman has dedicated his life to empowering residents in this community, both young and old. A proud graduate of Boston Public Schools, at age 19, he founded the Greater Boston Step Association, an organization dedicated to teaching traditional African American step dance to students across the Commonwealth. He then went on to work at Central Boston Elder Services for 17 years, an organization dedicated to creating educational opportunities for older adults and providing services for individuals with disabilities. Along with volunteering his time as the board president of Roxbury Main Streets, Haris is also a partner in not one but two local businesses, the Final Touch with Class in Nubian Square and the Fort Hill Bar and Grill located on Washington Street. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce neighborhood business owner and community activist, Mr. Haris Hardiman.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. I think I need to raise this just a little bit. There we go. So we're gonna do a little call and response. When I say Roxbury, you say love. Roxbury? Love. Roxbury? Love. One more time. When I say Roxbury, you say love. Roxbury? Love. Roxbury? Love. All right, let's play Follow the Leader. What is it like to follow a leader? Well, you will never know if you are one until you have traveled in the footsteps of those who have created the path, because they've been pushed forward by the hands of those who need them the most. And now folks in Roxbury, and all over Boston have pushed Mayor Kim Janey on this path to help reconstruct the roads that lead to the heart of one of our greatest cities. Let's just say, all roads in 2021 lead to Roxbury. Every bus, rideshare, taxi, biker, pedestrian, and all commuters at some point touch a road that leads to this beautiful place that we call Roxbury. And we know that we have a mayor who has ridden in the public transportation that flows to our businesses and schools, walked these streets where families raise their children, has hailed taxis when they didn't come. And let's just say that rideshare is nothing new to her. It's new to this generation who came up with a fancy word for carpooling. We are here because the people of Roxbury and all of District 7 have pushed her forward to this position because they need a voice that would speak up for the entire community as one. Her advocacy was not her voice alone. It was the true meaning of a pluribus unum, out of many, one. One voice for Roxbury, and now one voice for the city of Boston. My name is Haris Hardaway. I'm a business owner in Roxbury, co-owner with my family of a beautiful men and women's boutique in Nubian Square called Final Touch. I volunteered in these streets, worked in Nubian Square for more than 15 years. I went to high school in District 7 and grew closer to my culture as an African-American man who rode the same buses and trains, walked the roads at night, and saw the beautiful scene that is Roxbury and what we call Roxbury love. It means we love you with the blood of our ancestors and the hope of equal opportunities in the city that was not always ours. But now we are represented by a mayor who is a black woman, a mother, a history maker, a scholar, and a true defender of making it better for all of us. That's why we're here today, to witness her not just talking about making it better, but helping the residents of this area improve their quality of life. I volunteer on the board of Roxbury Main Streets, an organization funded through grants, federal funding, and the city of Boston. Let me tell you, our work in Nubian Square isn't just about business, it's about family. My parents grew up here, and so did Kim Janey. We were always taught giving back isn't a duty, it's an opportunity gifted to us by God. To much is given, much is expected. So, Mayor Janey now was not the mayor then. She was Councilor Janey when I first got the chance to work with her. From the start, she was always supportive. If it wasn't her chief of staff, it was her personally who would say, if you need anything, we're here for you. She hosted events before the pandemic to help businesses in the square get folks to buy local. She checked in to see what the residents and the businesses felt about new projects to make sure she heard all their voices. During the quarantine and even now, she works to ensure that we have PPE even when it's scarce. She supported fundraisers, made sure her staff were at our weekly neighborhood response team meetings here in the square. She brought City Hall to Roxbury through public city council hearings about education, Black Lives Matter, strategic master planning, support to local businesses, and co-sponsored joint efforts with other councilors, state legislators, and municipal departments on so much more. You see, when we speak about our leaders, it shouldn't be hard to itemize their success. That list of accomplishments can't just be bullet points on paper. They have to be road signs for the future leaders and communities to follow them. In this case, it's not just road signs. Mayor Kim Janey has actually helped us build new roads together to a new future for Roxbury and the city of Boston. It's not just about how many times you tell people to shop local. It's about being local. And that is one attribute I can clearly say our mayor does very well. I give a shout out to those who grew up here generations ago. It's time to see how beautiful Roxbury is now. Come home, be local. To the rest of the city, I stand here and invite all of Boston to use these new roads being built today, to unlearn what you knew about Nubian Square, to unlearn what you knew about Nubian Square. Learn about our local culture, respect our history, and enjoy the love we have for all of y'all here in Roxbury. To our Honorable Kim Janey, I say thank you for staying local, being our voice, and I am privileged to follow you as our leader.
Thank you, Harris. Now, I would like to introduce Ashley Rose and Danielle Butterfly Ruffin, who will recite a poem and a song. Miss Rose has received countless accolades, including Urban Music Award Poet of the Year and City of Boston's Extraordinary Woman of the Year. Ashley is currently a poet in residence at Suffolk University. Miss Ruffin is a Roxbury native. Her name Butterfly is a metaphor for her life and music and a symbol for resilience and transformation. So, ladies.
Thank you, Mayor Janey. Along with being a poet in residence, I'm a restorative justice specialist, and I have to thank you. 2 years ago, you sat in my circle at the Trotter with the 5th graders. That changed their life. This was prior to you being the mayor, so know that I know your love of the children is real, and I'm honored to pen and write this Black Joy poem for you.
Thank you, Rob Lewis, for having us here. And Kim, I've known you for a little bit now, and you're not a stranger to my singing, so this is for you, okay? Oh, joy, joy, God's great joy. Joy, joy, down in my soul, sweet, beautiful, so saving joy. Oh, joy, joy in my soul.
They say joy cometh in the morning, but that's only if you could keep the faith through the night. It's the lows taken with the highs. It's finding flight after fall. It's the hypotenuse of hope between the peaks and the valleys. It's the ability to soar over the storm. It's learning to dance with both dusk and dawn. It's putting joy on the black market. It's being black enough, bold enough, brave enough to paint the yellow brick road so that we ain't going to Kansas, but we bringing the Kush people home. It's keeping Nubians in Nubian Square. Joy isn't gentrification. Joy is a black boy's smile. It's murals that breathe life into the hood. It's a black man's praying hands. Joy is the brother of sorrow. It's a brother's head nod and handshake, and in decades of beef. Joy is healing after harm. It's the embrace after abandonment. Joy is trusting your discernment. It's the essence of forgiveness. Joy is swallowing your pride in taking a little bit of acceptance. It's learning to thrive instead of survive. Joy is holding on to life. It's that teen who rethinks suicide. Joy is a little black girl looking in the mirror knowing that she could become the future mayor. It's the women in politics fighting for beads, braids, and afro puffs. They're changing policies so that our daughters can rock their natural hair. Joy is progress after protests. It's Boston truly embracing this moment. Joy, they say, cometh in the morning. But I say that joy is blacker than night.
Oh, joy, joy, God's great joy. Joy, joy, down in my soul, sweet, beautiful, so safe in joy. Oh, joy, joy, oh, joy, joy, oh, joy, joy in my soul.
I apologize having to follow that. Just... Thank you so much. Oh. Now I would like to take a few minutes to further thank some of our key people who helped make this project a reality today. First and foremost, Zach Wasmuth. Zach, can you raise your hand? Zach's the Chief Design Engineer for the Public Works Department and the project manager for this project. Zach knows this neighborhood very well. A graduate of Northeastern University, he lived close to this neighborhood and managed over $10 million of projects that invested in the immediate parts of our neighborhoods here. The Frederick Douglass neighborhood, which is 2 blocks from that side, and the Madison Park. I want to also thank Joe Johnson, Caroline Radish, and Chuck Gregory of the consulting firm of GPI who designed the project. Danny Moy. Danny, are you here? Danny, way back over there. He's with Public Works. He's going to oversee the construction and make sure that this is one of the most spectacular projects we have ever done. McCord Construction, who is going to do the actual construction. And last but not least, Public Works' own Robert Lewis and Chris Coakley for helping bring this thing together today. And couldn't have done anything without the mayor's staff, Jason Gann of the mayor's office. And now let's get to the purpose here. At now, the moment we've all been waiting for, I would like to invite some of our honored guests to join Mayor Janey for the ceremonial groundbreaking. The groundbreaking is just over there. So if the following folks can join the mayor, State Representative Ms. Tyler, Leslie Reed, Robert George, Harris Hardaway, Dwayne Osborne, who is a local business owner, Zach Wasmuth, Robert Lewis, Mike Vance, and Ramir Pugero. If you could join the mayor. Thank you so much, folks.
1, 2, 3. Yeah!